race 11 at Aqueduct. This will go off at 6:15, and the the favorite is the outside post number 13, Hit Show. And Hit Show does look like he should be the favorite. John, his sheet line is really solid, even though he hasn't hit single digits yet. But he's been better each time out, including the 12 last time winning the Withers.
Yeah, but everyone was talking about Forte's post 11 last week. Post 13 at a mile and an eighth is not that much better at Aqueduct.
Well, it's going to be post 12. It's going to be post 12. Clear the Air is going to run in the bluegrass and not the wood. So it will be post 12.
Okay, even post 12. I'll take the one horse. There's a maiden in the race. Pletcher's actually running two maidens. He's running Dreamlike the 1, Croupy the 9. Dreamlike will be the next horse for Pletcher that gets to the Derby because breaking from the inside, he ran a 12 and a 9. He has a major advantage from that post, and he's got, Jose Ortiz is riding. I don't like the fact that he got beat at 20 cents to $1 last time out. But that being said, at 7-2, I'll bet this horse all day long.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive, Chad. First two races, as you were mentioning, John, this is the horse 12 and 9, first two times out, but hasn't won yet. Only two races under his belt. Somebody paid a lot of money for him. Pletcher's training him, so they really like this horse.
Yeah, $950,000 yearling purchase. We liked him a lot at the sale, the same sale that Slip Mahoney came out of, and Instant Coffee, and he was a favorite of ours at the sale, and then I'm selling for a lot more than we had budgeted for. Look, he's a nice horse. He's an improving horse. They worked him with the blinkers back home with Jose Ortiz aboard at Palm Beach Downs, and they liked what they saw from him, so they're going to keep the blinkers on for the race. The post is probably good with a lightly raced horse because he's going to be forwardly placed in a race that I question how much true speed is in the race. On paper, you can look at the form, and you can see a lot of horses have ones next to their name. Arctic Arrogance, Slip Mahoney, Uncle Jack, or whatever his name is. But I don't know how fast those horses really are. And even though this horse, Dreamlike, has never been on the lead in either of his two starts, I think the plan is to send him to be forwardly placed, to be aggressive with Jose Ortiz. And I think that'll play in his favor if he's able to clear. The one thing, though, that concerns you, and John kind of hinted at it with he got beat at 1-5. He was probably better than Arthur's Ride first time out. Arthur's Ride's a nice horse who's on the bench for Bill Mott. But he kind of got a little bit lost and got beat. When he ran last time against the Bill Mott Empire Maker gelding, probably could have had a chance to win and got outfought to the wire. The other horse just seemed like he wanted more. You can make the argument that he was lost and maybe the blinkers are going to keep him more focused. But the thing that concerns me, at this point now, you're a 3-year-old who's run a few times. I don't care about purchase price anymore. I don't care about expectations anymore. I don't care what your numbers are on the sheets or the buyers or whatever. I need to see you want to win. And the thing I liked about King Russell, no matter what his odds were, was he showed that determination in his races. What I see in Scooby Quandro, he shows that determination in his races. What you see in a horse like Slip Mahoney is he's coming. Look, in the Gotham last time, he was hopelessly beaten, had no shot to do anything. He's in the parking lot getting a hot dog and a pretzel, and he still manages to pass everybody to run second. That's what you want to see.
On a day, by the way, Chad, on a day that nobody made up any ground. Correct. That's how good Slip Mahoney's race really was.
He fought with Tapit Trice to the wire. He fought with Kruby to the wire. That's what I want to see. Dreamlike, he can win this race, and he might be the most talented horse in this race. But I'm not taking him at 7-2 until he shows me that he knows how to win. And he hasn't shown that yet. I understand it's only 2 races, but here he is facing everybody else is a winner besides his stablemate. Everybody else is a winner. They have experience edge over him. A lot of them have run over this track before. This is a demanding mile and an eighth at Aqueduct where it's a deep, heavier track. It's a much deeper track than what he ran the first 2 races at Gulfstream. It's similar to what he trains at Palm Beach Downs, which is a deeper surface. But, he's got a lot on his plate to do, and having run only the 2 races, I think he can win. I'm not saying don't use him. but I'm going to play against him here for the victory. I think it's a big ask.
Well, let's talk about Slip Mahoney. The 5 horse is 6-1, and he had back-to-back 15s until the 17 at Gotham last time out, finishing second in that race. So what's the running style? What does Slip Mahoney want to do? It's kind of hard to judge on the form.
He's not going to the lead. He's more like he's going to come from behind, I would assume.
No, look, I would think, reuniting with Dylan Davis, who's been aboard him for all his other previous starts. It was unfortunate. There were so many horses in the race last time, and the way that the break happened, he wasn't prepared. He was moving his head around a little bit and kind of broke a step slow. I would expect him to be a little bit more forwardly placed. I don't necessarily think in the front, but again, in a race that I question how much true speed is in the race, I can see him laying third or fourth early on. I don't think he's ninth or 10th. And the one thing that I would be excited about with Slip Mahoney is I think he wants to go further. The further, the better. This is going to be his first attempt around 2 turns, and I think he should have no problem handling the 2 turns despite being a little bit of a diminutive horse in size. I think the further they go, the better he'll be, and his last 2 workouts are the best of his career, which when you're a 3-year-old, that's what you want to see. You want to see horses improving at the right time, and he's starting to get it. Look, he's a little bit of a knucklehead in his training, in his races. He's still trying to figure the game out. But he's really starting to wake up and mature a little bit in his last couple of breezes. It's what we like to see from horses on the improve at the right time of the year as they head to the first Saturday in May. And I expect a really big effort from Slip Mahoney on Saturday.
Yeah, because if you're just looking at the sheet line in general, you're not overly excited. But same thing with King Russell. You looked at the sheet line and you're like, okay.
Very similar gray horses. Very similar gray horses.
The only difference is Slip Mahoney won't be 58
No. That's a big no. What about another 6-1 shot? Arctic Arrogance you mentioned. Let's see. This is Linda Rice, of course, having another good meet. Lozcano is. That's a good combo in this race. Ran back-to-back 12s to end and begin the year. Then ran a disappointing 16 at the Withers, but still finished second or first in all 6 races, and 5 of the 6 have been at Aqueduct, first or fourth. So what about Arctic Arrogance, John?
I don't particularly like him. You see, at this time of the year, you want to get horses that are getting better. This horse has already a long enough campaign to show you what he is. I don't think he's getting better at this point. At best, if he holds his form, he's got a shot to hit the board, but he's just not my kind of horse.
I don't like connections in horses that are unsure between running 7/8 of a mile on the base or a mile and 1/8 in the wood and wishy-washy about it 3 or 4 times. I think there's questions about, even though he ran second at a mile and 1/8 on the Withers, I think there's questions about how far this horse really wants to go, truly wants to go. They put the blinkers on last time. They take the blinkers back off now. He's a forwardly kind of placed horse, but the blinkers didn't really make. I just feel like he's a one-run plotter. I think he'll be a definite contender for a Derby. I just think it's a New York Derby at Finger Lakes, not the Kentucky Derby on the first Saturday in May. I'm against this horse.
And as far as a bunch of the other long shots, is there one or two in the field, John, that you want to keep an eye on?
Well, I'm definitely keeping an eye on Slip Mahoney. I mean, I think I thought he would be a longer price, honestly, but I guess his record's pretty impressive. He has 4 starts, a win in 2 seconds, and he finished second last time out. I think he'll probably go off longer than the 6-1, but I'm certainly will be using him.
Any other long shots? Classic Catch, another Pletcher horse, has improved.
Well, the interesting thing one to me, and it kind of gets lost in the shuffle here, is everybody loves Dreamlight, right? So Rapoli, he's a kid from Queens, as he loves to remind everybody anytime anybody asks. And the thing is, I have a feeling that they're going to send Dreamlight. And they're going to be forwardly placed with Classic Catch. And there's no doubt where Krupe's coming from. Krupe's coming from out of bounds. He's coming from last. If they go fast enough early, even though I don't believe there's, I think that Dreamlike is the first part of the entry, even though it's an uncoupled entry, and they want to cover their bases with Krupe. I know Krupe's a maiden. I know he was really bad in the Risen Star, but the race before he was a good second behind Slip Mahoney, just getting beat on the wire. Kendrick Carmouche got to know him a little bit. Kendrick Carmouche won the Wood a few years ago with a huge long shot in Bourbonic that set the world on fire.
That was his one and only win, like forever.
If there's a long shot I'm gonna use, and he's getting no respect at all. Nobody's even mentioning him, and I don't even know what he is on the morning line.
12-1.
Krupe is my long shot here. I think he'll appreciate coming back to Aqueduct. I think he has no problem with the 1 1/8 distance. Yes, he's a plotter, but this is a race that's probably going to be won by a plotter. So I would include Krupe on my tickets at a price. What is your morning line?
12.
Yeah.
Not long enough.
I think he drifts. Off that.
Okay.
All right, so your top pick, John?
The one, Dreamlike, playing exact, it was Slip Mahoney.
Chad?
I'm going to go with Slip Mahoney with Hit Show, General Banker, and Krupe.
With the 13, the 9, and what was the other one?
General Banker.
General Banker. General Banker. Where's that? Oh, we didn't even talk about General Banker. Why do you like General Banker?
Look, he's a horse who's run third in every one of these preps. He showed up to every dance, training better now than he has at any point in his career. Certainly,
he finished third to Hit Show. He finished third to Hit Show, the favorite, 2 races back. So
yeah, third to Hit Show, he's third.
Yeah,
right behind Slip Mahoney. Last time out in the other race.
Yeah,
he's just one of those horses that always seems to be around when you look up at the results. So. Not sexy connections, but connections that have a Derby dream, and why not let them try? Frankie Pennington came up here and breezed the horse. Came up from Parks and breezed the horse last Friday. Was a tremendous breeze with a big gallop out. Horse is just thriving right now, and I think he can pick up a piece. I don't think he can win, but I do think he can pick up a piece.
All right, and I'll stick with the 13, and I'll go with your Slip Mahoney. And hopefully John's right. We'll get him maybe 10-1 or something like that. Wouldn't be a bad idea to throw some win money on Slip Mahoney as well, as including some of your long shots there. And just recapping, the Bluegrass, John is going to go with the 3. That is verifying. Same pick for Chad, but Chad's also going to add in Scooby Quando, the 15-1 shot. And hopefully that'll be
all spots.
What's that?
In all spots.
In all spots. In all spots.
Play the tri-key wheel. It paid $890 when we did it with King Russell last week. We'll try it with Scooby Quandro this week.
All right.